is over. Now no one, not Jennifer, not Hal, not Gwen, no one will know that Craig switched the babies.
Craig knows.
Aren't you the one who keeps telling me that as long as Craig's in jail, nothing will happen? He won't tell. He'd be admitting to a crime. They'd keep him there longer.
There's a happy thought.
And Carly will never suspect that Rory is Craig's. And how could she? We just destroyed the evidence. It's over.
No, there's still one more loose end. Gwen.
I still don't understand why Gwen's a problem.
Because she's asking an awful lot of questions.
But I thought you talked to her. You convinced her that it weakened her case if she claimed the baby wasn't hers.
Yeah, I did. And I'm sure that with Cass Winthrop representing her, she is going to get custody.
Well, she knows that you're not going to pay her the money to give to Cass unless she agrees to leave town and once she gets custody of the baby.
Yeah, but what if she does get custody, even though she doesn't agree to my terms, and she stays in town, and she decides that she's going to talk to Will, and she tells Will that she and I had a little chat, and Will is puzzled. Why did Big Brother Paul not tell Will that the baby wasn't hers?
You're reaching.
Am I? Months go by. Casey's living large. She decides she wants another paternity test. Or worse, the baby starts to look like Jennifer. Or even worse than that, Craig. Rory falls down. Needs a blood transfusion, only the blood doesn't match his mother's.
There are risks, Paul.
Too many. This baby has to go.
Hello?
Gwen. Paul Ryan.
I was just gonna call you.
Really?
Yeah, I've been thinking about your offer about helping me pay for the lawyer. I'm hoping that's still a possibility.
You've decided to accept my help?
I need to talk to you first. In person, okay?
Yeah, sure. Why don't you come by right now? Oh, and Gwen, come along. Gwen, come on in. Can I get you something to drink?
I'm fine. I've got to work later, so could we get to it?
Sure. I mean, you wanted to talk about my proposition.
Yeah. I want to be really clear, so there are no misunderstandings.
Great idea.
I'm just borrowing the money. Once the case is over and I get my baby, I'll pay you back. And I'll leave town. I know that's what you want.
That's what my family needs. And with Jennifer's recent losses, any reminder is just too painful.
I get it. I'll go.
I'm overwhelmed, you know. It's very generous of you.
Look, I'll be honest. I need the money, and those are your terms, so...
Still. No, you're giving up so much.
Oakdale? There are other towns.
What about Will?
He's a friend. He'll understand.
Yeah. Will understand. On a good day.
What are you saying?
Well, just that, you know, once you have your baby and you've left town, I'm sure that you will tell Will the real reason why you split, which is that even though the court ruled in your favor, you knew that Carly would never give up, that she would keep coming after you, and you thought that the safest thing for you and for your baby was to go live someplace else.
Even if that's true, that's not why I'm leaving. I'm leaving because you asked me to.
Yeah, but Will doesn't need to know that.
He's my friend.
Yeah. He also saw how Carly went after you, so...
Look, he'll buy it. That's not the point. We trust each other. We tell each other everything. I can't keep this from him. It's not right.
Gwen, you kept the paternity of your child a secret for a long time. Why was that?
I didn't want to hurt anybody.
Well, this is the same thing.
How does it hurt Will for him to know that his brother's helping me?
He hasn't told you everything, has he? Oh. I'm sorry. I thought you knew. Will and I have a very volatile and very fragile relationship. I can't go into it right now, but if he knew that I was helping you to leave town, there's just no telling how he would react. I can't take that risk.
Oh, well, he'd understand. I mean, besides, he was going to give me the money anyway. Why would he care if I borrowed it from you?
There's no telling how he would react. I'm sorry, Gwen, but for your sake and for Will's, I don't think I can help you.
Hey, what is it you think he would do?
Will was in the hospital, you know that.
Yeah, but he's fine now.
I love my brother. Seeing him in the hospital like that, I swore I would do anything I had to do to keep him from going back there. Do you understand?
I don't want him to go back.
Right, and you have been a great big part of his recovery, Gwen. You have given him friendship. You have given him a purpose. You have made him feel special and important. You've made him feel really good. And nobody's really taken the time to do that for him before. And Gwen, I'm genuinely grateful.
Okay.
But the doctors warned us. I feel like I'm violating his trust even talking to you. Look, you know, Will has been handling his life really well, okay? But there was this moment when he pretended, and I'm not saying that it was your fault, but he basically told the world that he was the father of your child. And it was caring, and it was impulsive, it was risky, it was a little scary. Do you agree?
It was Will.
Precisely, Will. He takes these leaps. I mean, without thinking about whether it's the right thing to do or whether it's the wrong thing to do, he leaps without thinking about what he's launching into, all right? Now, let's say that you tell him that I helped you to move, okay? And you swear him to secrecy, and he agrees, and everything's fine, you know, for a little while, but then months go by, and all of a sudden what seemed like a really good idea, all of a sudden isn't such a great idea, because he misses you, okay? And he's lonely. And when Will gets lonely, he stops talking. And when you even ask him, what's the matter? You say, Will, what's wrong? He just explodes. He gets so angry that he's so angry he could put a hole in the wall. I mean, anything could happen. It's just bang! You've seen that kind of thing with Will, right?
He got into a thing with Casey,
right.
All right? They broke a couple chairs.
I am so scared that if he finds out that I helped you find a fresh start, that he will just lash out at you, at me, at Emily.
But why would he lash out at Emily?
Because we have been hurting his father. And Emily has tried, you know, a million times to try and talk to him about it, and he just pretends that she doesn't even exist. And if he found out that I helped you make a new home someplace, you know, for her sake, well, you know who he would wind up hurting.
I really don't think he would hurt anybody.
Yeah, neither did I. And then he did. And let's say he decides that he needs to tell somebody that I helped you. Okay, so he tells Casey, and Casey tells his mom, and his mom tells Jack, and Jack tells his wife.
So?
Carly, who will drag us all back into court, saying that this whole thing is some way of me getting some kind of sick revenge on my ex-wife. There'll be a whole new round of petitions and hearings and postponements to investigate this new development. And in the meantime, your little boy, who is a toddler now, still has no idea who the hell you are.
I don't know.
You agreed to make this a private conversation. I asked you to come alone, and you did. So why is this any different? Look, this is just between you and me. This is nobody's business but yours and mine. Okay. You know what? I understand if you can't do this, and I won't mention this conversation to anybody.
I won't say anything to Will.
It's really none of his business. And listen, if you ever need any more, or if you just want to talk...
I'm paying you back.
Right. I understand.
You got to her.
Yeah, for now.
You think she's gonna tell him?
After a rough week in court, she might need to tell him. And he could try and convince her to stay, or even worse, she could try and convince him to go with her.
There's not much you can do about that. They're best friends.
Yeah. For the time being. Hey, Will. I need to see you.